All right, welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of our Johnny Manziel Player Mode Connected Franchise Series. We are starting today off with some fabulous news. As you can see here, top story in the entire NFL, Santonio Holmes signs a one-year, $3.2 million contract with the Browns, which is phenomenal. Even better yet, as we can continue on the list, the Browns come up again in relation to a signing. Davin Joseph. Davin, I'm not sure. Signs a one-year deal with the Browns that is worth $3.3 million. A right guard, which is phenomenal. As mentioned last episode, which has received extremely positive reviews. So thank you so much for your comments, for your views, for your attention. It is my pleasure to entertain you. So since then, amazing things happening. Santonio Holmes, obviously veteran of the Pittsburgh Steelers, brings his 5'11", 192 frame to Cleveland, where he is. His hands aren't phenomenal, particularly in traffic, but he's not the kind of guy to go down and dirty in traffic. He is mostly a pure speed guy, as you can see. Really elite physicals when it comes to his ability to move, which is phenomenal. And then in addition to that, right guard Davin Joseph, Davin, not sure, 29 years old, 82 overall. Is he a dominant guard? Absolutely not. However, he is a big step up from who we had there, and it is great. I really like his acceleration, his speed. Means that he'll be able to pull, effectively get out and block. Strength, very nice. Hopefully, too, he'll be more versatile with his speed for being able to block in a series of zone schemes, which is really essential when you're playing with a cat like Johnny Manziel, who's going to be moving out of the pocket a lot, who's going to be shifting things around, moving them like crazy. So very, very important to get that signing done. And it's great because it shows the team is willing to spend cash. They just spent $6.5 million on two players who are going to help Johnny Manziel succeed in his rookie season, which is absolutely phenomenal. It really stabilizes our offensive line. It adds just another very valuable weapon. I'm thinking the best thing to do at this point, because Burleson really can't play inside at all, given that he would be third on the wide receiving depth chart. I'm thinking the best thing to do would be to have Holmes and Burleson as the wideouts, move Gordon to the slot, and that's also great because it gets us our most physical, our largest wide receiver in closer to Manziel, particularly being, too, that he is a guy who's great at going into those dirty areas, in and amongst the linebackers, and making really solid catches. So that could be a huge benefit for us. So even in addition to getting Holmes, you almost get an added bonus in that Gordon gets to play in a really effective spot, because as we know, Burleson Holmes wouldn't be terribly effective at the slot back spot, whereas Josh Gordon, he's almost the prototypical guy you want there. So here we go. 2nd and 10, start of this practice scenario. We currently have a one practice victory streak, and boom, what a catch there. Jordan Cameron making that grab despite, wow, tons of defenders in the area. That ball made it through a tiny little window, which is great because it had to. Had it not made it through that window, we'd be having to defend an interception return right now. There we go, right back to Cameron. He makes one man a hurt, and he's up the field. What a play there by Jordan Cameron, the man. Wow. 2 catches, 54 yards. Now we run into an issue where we're almost advancing the ball up the field so fast that we're going to have to give the ball back to the practice team. We don't want to do that. This time, Ben Tato run behind Ogbania. He makes one man miss. Second strip tackle. My goodness. Browns on fire today, inspired by the 2 signings that have taken place to really bring this offense to life. And holy smokes, amazing the level of compete we're seeing right now. Cameron makes 2 guys miss. Tate there strips at least 1 tackle, and ooh, not a great pass there from Manziel. He sails it out of bounds over the head of Tate, about 3 yards too far to the left and about 2 yards too high. Just a little too much on that one. That's okay. 3rd and 1. Tate, boom, easily gets it there. We're running right behind the newcomer on the offensive line, Davin Joseph, which is wonderful, really wonderful. You gotta love it when a plan comes together. And wow, right now the Browns general manager really throwing us a bone here, fixing up our line, and wow. Gotta love that one. Cameron wide open. I'm going to go ahead and be Mr. Replay for a moment here because that was, and oh, no, don't be that way. Yeah, I can't be Mr. Replay anymore. That was a gorgeous pass over the top on the kind of misdirection play that was to Cameron, who came wide open. As we can see here, following along at the bottom of the screen, the play details, and also the top of the screen, top right-hand corner of the screen, 2nd and 10. First down, quarterback incomplete pass. Second down, quarterback complete for a 7-yard gain. On third down, just a 2-yard rush. That means the practice team has punted, and with a first, with a first score already on the board, 14-7 the score, Browns will get an opportunity here to continue driving, which is great. Ben Tate should have kicked that one outside, I thought, the way the blocks were setting up, but that's okay. It's out of my control when he gets the football. So on 2nd and 9, clock stops because of the 2-minute warning. 1:59 left. Here we go. We'll get the ball back in the air. Holmes being pressed, which is not where he generally, and oh, we throw that one down underneath. That should have been intercepted. Silly throw. The way the linebacker was dropping back, I thought he was continuing the zone out farther than that. Instead, he sits right down in front of Santonio Holmes. Thank God he's got terrible, terrible hands and can't make a throw. Manziel flush from the pocket. He's got speed. He takes a shot, but he gets the first down, getting a 9-yard rush on that play. That is excellent. Exactly what we needed. And in practice, I'm okay with Manziel taking shots because Manziel, for those of you who are, in practice, for those of you who aren't familiar with this game, there are no injuries. So it is not possible for Manziel to, or anybody else on this team rather, to accidentally get hurt in practice. So we're not going to be doing a lot of sliding with Manziel, at least in this setting. There will be a time where we do it, but that is not right now. And there's Antonio Holmes open down the field, knocked away at the last moment. Little fade route there from Holmes, trying to get the new guy involved. Manziel throws it way, way, way up. And Holmes had a step. That ball might have been just a little bit underthrown. But, hey, I don't regret making it. Nice job there by everyone involved. Manziel stands up, and Tate cannot get up the field. We're going to have to punt here on 4th and 8. Manziel looking to take off. The man moves up to make that play. And unfortunately, just Tate, after making the nice catch, very nice catch, just unable to make that. So Zoltan Mesko, the punter, comes in to punt this one away. I'm not sure why we were allowed to watch the punting. I think it's because we're on offense. And for whatever reason, who knows. Back up to the simulation screen. Practice team, 26-yard gain on the first play. Quarterback throws the ball away on first down. Second down, 8-yard completion to the wide receiver. Third down, 15 yards. Practice team bringing the ball down the field. Fortunately, here we go. First down at the our 28-yard line. Quarterback throws the ball away. Second play, sack for a 5-yard loss. And 3rd and 15, incompletion. Fourth down, however, the team goes for it, 24 yards up the left-hand side. Ouch. Ouch. Touchdown, practice team, 17 seconds left. That sucks. After putting in an extremely impressive, dominant performance just a moment ago, all of a sudden, Browns defense gets shredded on that drive. All we really have the opportunity to do is throw the ball up. Josh Gordon there, unable to elevate, make the play. Despite the fact that he really should have made that. Working one-on-one with a safety, Josh Gordon should always be able to beat out a safety one-on-one. And here we're likely going to Gordon again. Potentially, actually, let's get Cameron running the out route. Let's get Burleson running the fly. Depending on where our safeties go, corner blitz means that Gordon's working one-on-one with the safety again. This time, safety just gets in the better positioning again. That's a shame. Josh Gordon, that's embarrassing. Really should be able to make more of a move than that. That's just not impressive. So we will run the, with 6 seconds left, we'll do the Hail Mary thing. Manziel standing in, He'll throw it up, and no, he gets hit. Slow release there, and that gets us to overtime. We start this one off by kicking it away. Defense does a nice job. 3 and out. 2 incompletions followed by a 9-yard gain. That is beautiful. We start this drive at our own 23. We'll start off by giving this one to Tate out of the shotgun. Tate will get lead block here from the hat. And, Tate should have cut that one back inside all day. I can already tell this is going to be one of the most frustrating parts of this series is not being able to perform the running plays. Man, I could have done better than that. But that's okay. We got to get over it. Here, Manziel will dump it off to Tate, who does manage to turn it upfield, takes a shot, but keeps on moving. Those big old legs of his. 3rd and 3 coming up. That's a 7-yard gain. Nice play on 2nd and long, just chopping down that yardage to 3 yards. Very high percentage play here. Double halfback outs in the backfield. Rolling out again, Manziel stands in, takes the sack. Ouch! Just a slower arm motion than I'm used to. I believe, and I've read this somewhere, we're going to have to punt, by the way. Mesko comes in to punt again. That is disappointing on 4th and 13. I've read that awareness has to do with the speed of the arm motion of the quarterback when it comes to throwing the football. So Manziel, with his abysmal awareness rating, currently a very slow arm motion, which is a drag. So here we go. We're just going to quickly buzz through these, and it appears as though, field goal for the practice team. Browns lose practice in episode number 2. That is too bad. Really, really was hoping to see a victory there, particularly when we got the early touchdown and then quickly got the ball back. That sucks. Just sucks. But hey, second drive, just Josh Gordon unwilling to elevate, and then that last drive, just Manziel unable to roll out, make that play. Just needed a faster arm motion, or you know what? Maybe I should have just stayed in the pocket. But hey, that's why we're doing these practices. We're doing the preseason games, just as a means of getting these things figured out. Here we go, Lions versus Browns. This is an interconference game. And also Nate Burleson playing his former team in this one, as was seen last week, yesterday in last week's game. I mean, week in terms of the game, not last week in terms of real life chronology. Is we will just play the first quarter because, of course, Johnny Manziel will only play as the starting quarterback. Will only play the first quarter before Brian Hoyer, the backup, comes in. Excuse me. That is the second time I think I've ever sneezed in a video on this channel. Maybe I'm coming down with something. Who knows? But hey, if I do, that's fine because that just gives me more time to play Madden and record for you guys. So Brian Hoyer will come in and finish the game. But Manziel will get the whole first quarter to play. Hopefully we receive. It would be a drag if we kicked off to start the game and then, we only got 2 minutes of the last 2 minutes of the first quarter to play, depending on, of course, on how our defense rolls and all that. Because we have a couple new players to break in, which is great. Lions going to call it here. The Browns win the toss. We're going to pick to receive because we want to maximize our time with the football. When it comes to the regular season, I always like to kick. But for the purposes of this preseason with game number 1, just focusing on getting the first quarter done, we'll happily receive. We'll also just tweak our depth chart just a little bit. I would love to get Gordon into the game as the slot back because Burleson's simply not going to be effective there. This also means that Hawkins moves down the depth chart, but he's going to be a great 4th receiver. The little undersized, little scat back type slot back. That'll be great. So here we go. Starting off, this is our second straight home preseason game, which means we'll play our next 2 preseason games on the road. Joe Thomas takes down the rusher. Manziel, 13 yards off the left side. And that is something that we're going to do a lot in this series, folks. When it comes time to make a decision about where to put the football, if there's a running lane, Johnny Manziel is taking it. And I do that for multiple reasons. 1, it's effective. 2, it's what Johnny Manziel would actually do. And 3, it's a hell of a lot of fun. It's so much fun to take off with the quarterback and move the ball downfield. He's the only player we get to control, so it's a lot of fun to be able to do that. Josh Gordon makes his debut in the slot, and guess what? He's going to come open towards the sidelines. He makes the nice catch. Did he get his feet in bounds? No. Does not able to keep his feet in bounds. That's a drag. But it means that we can still have the opportunity here to convert on 3rd and 3. Tate coming out of the backfield. I like that route. He will come open. He makes the catch, and he gets the first down. Makes 2 guys miss. Boom. 10 yards from Ben Tate. Ben Tate really appears so far to be better actually out of the backfield than even as just a straight-up runner. Has performed extremely well when given opportunities to make catches out of the backfield, both in practice and here. He does fall victim occasionally to, and there's Santonio Holmes, and he drops it. Come on, buddy. Santonio Holmes on the quick slant made that catch, then dropped it. That's frustrating, but that stuff happens occasionally, unfortunately. So 2nd and 10 upcoming. As I was saying, Tate did make the mistake of running out of bounds on a play where he really should have held up, but unfortunately that's not something that's a problem exclusive to him. That's a problem that happens, I think, just about with everybody in Madden. Rolling right, Manziel goes back over, and there's a pick. Ouch. Receiver was wide open in the middle of the field. This is also going to be a problem. It's difficult to find when there's a turnover. It's difficult to find the instant replay option before the Super Sim comes up, and sure enough, it has. If you look back in the video, I can't look at it, but if you look back in the video, unfortunately, that appeared to be, I think, the receiver. It would have been number 13, so that would have been the former Lion, Nate Burleson, over the field, was running left to right, and then just stopped for no reason. With him stopping, the linebacker able to catch up, and the pick is made. I don't put that one on Manziel. It was a broken play to begin with. Fortunately for us, the Browns defense comes out, gets a quick 3-and-out against a vaunted Lions offense, which is great. So Manziel gets right back onto the field. No harm done. We lose some field position, but I'm confident we can make that up. Josh Gordon, wide open up the sideline, brought down by the strong safety, but 26 yards is the gain on that play, which is phenomenal. Here we'll give it off to Ben Tate around the right-hand side. This is one of my personal favorite plays to run out of. Unfortunately, I don't get to control Ben Tate on this play, but he does a nice job, gets some nice room. Again, running behind Davin Joseph, the new right guard of the Cleveland Browns, a player who I'm very, very excited the Browns brought in. It's going to be difficult. Again, for those of you who are familiar with my Jacksonville Jaguars series, that was a series that was exclusively management. It was a series that saw us take over a team and do everything in our power to take them to the Super Bowl without ever actually playing a game. We played all the practices to gain the development points, but we, aside from that, we focused solely on management, making trades, drafting, etc. Here, however, we don't have the option to do any of that. Ogbania takes off wide open over the middle of the field, cleared out on the zone coverage, 29 yards to the fullback. That's a hell of a play. Nice job there, Manziel finding him, moving the pocket, and Ogbania just taking that one down. As I was saying, this series is the complete polar opposite of what we were just doing. This series sees us have no control over player personnel, so really all we can do is just keep our fingers crossed that the Browns will... And, oh, Manziel goes to throw the ball away. Houston with the sack. You saw that. I hit the button for to throw the ball away. Manziel looked like a pump fake because he was not able to get the ball off in time. There you go. He goes to throw the ball away and then just tucks it, I guess, fearing a fumble, which I guess taking the sack is preferable to the fumble, but 2nd and 23. Ouch. 13-yard loss for Manziel. Though I do expect to take a decent number of sacks as I say that. Fluland makes that sack. Just a slow arm movement from Manziel there. He had Cameron wide open on a route that was taking time to develop. Ouch. Another big sack. 22 yards lost in those past two plays combined. So here we go. We're just looking for the screen pass here. Ben Tate gets the ball in the open field, makes one man hurt, and gets us back up for an 18-yard gain. Not bad at all. That could be close enough for a field goal. That could potentially save this whole drive. Billy Cundiff into the game now to try and kick this field goal. He puts it up. Vince Young with the hold, a guy who's also been cut in real life from the Browns, and it's good. All right, so 2 drives, 3 points. Not exactly what we're looking for once the regular season comes around, but we're starting to learn the game speed for Johnny Manziel, and the reality is we really have to be cautious with the way in which we advise pressure, so to speak, because Johnny Manziel just does not have the arm speed, at least not right now. As his awareness improves, hopefully his arm speed will improve. But currently, it's going to be very important for us to make sure that we are giving him enough time to make the throws he needs to make. And wow, the end of the game comes up 6-3, the final score. That looks more like a hockey score than a football score, 6-3. But hey, it means that Johnny Manziel, the only player on this squad who was able to get things going today at all, which I guess, if anything else, will just help his opportunity to start for the second straight game. So Vince Young played today. It was not Brian Hoyer, the backup. Maybe he's injured. I don't know. Manziel goes 5 of 8 for 90 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick. The pick hurts. Aside from that, not bad. 62% completions. And if he played the whole game, hey, 90 yards in 1 quarter, that's a sick number. That paces out to 360 in the game, which is phenomenal. Vince Young, meanwhile, 12 of 32, 112, and no picks, but also no touchdowns. You definitely got to give Manziel the better of that pairing so far. Young took off 9 times for 26 yards. Manziel only took off once, but he got half that yardage, 13 yards on that carry. So who knows? Vince Young, I mean, I'm not honestly that worried about potentially seeing Johnny Manziel not start. However, after a day such as this, I think his chances are very good. And we'll quickly update the injuries at the beginning of next episode. So today being Tuesday, episode 2, we'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday for episode 3. As I said last week, this series running Monday to Friday, 5 uploads a week, giving you all the goods that you want to see. And until next time, I'm Tuxedo T-Shirt, and I'm out.